So, most of you know that September is the back to school season, but it's a lot more than that. It's also Hispanic Heritage Month, National Recovery Month, and National Suicide Prevention Month. All in all, 1 in 20 people is the average amount of people who die from suicide daily. And I'm verifying this. This is what you hear in the background. Okay. Alright. Suicide's the 11th leading cause of death in the U.S. In 2022, okay, there were 49,476 Americans that died by suicide. There were an estimated 1.6 million suicide attempts, and this was 2 years ago. So let that be known on that. As for the more than 136 people overdose per day, and the national overdose death rate is increased by 255% between 2019. This, has become worse, and then opiates kill more than that. And it says that, there's so many different things. I'm thankful that I'm in recovery. And let me explain to you why. Whenever I was living a lifestyle that was less than great for me, I found myself being stuck in a spiral. So what I'm going to do is use a visualization exercise. It helps one of my clients that I'm currently working with, who I'm very proud of. I just want her to know that. I'm going to keep her anonymous in the videos, because I'm going to do them for her, but I'm also going to do them for others, because I do believe that God gave me my mess to pass on my message. And when I say that, I want you all to know that no matter how irrelevant you think that your bits and pieces are to your story, they're not. Somebody else is going through the same thing. You just need to start and be strong enough and willing to share your story. You know what I mean? This is a documentary called American Relapse. I'll explain how this documentary personally affects me after we begin watching it. I'm going to do it because it's almost 2 hours long. We're going to do it in 4 segments, half an hour intervals. The way to make money is to buy when blood is running in the streets. John D. Rockefeller.
was told at an early age, if you love what you do, you never got to work a day in your life, and that's kind of how I feel.
This is Frankie. And Allie.
My name's Allie, and I'm a recovering addict. And I got sober when I was 18 years old.
My name's Frankie. If you know South Florida, you'll probably find me like beating on the doors of a trap house on Southwest 9th Avenue. You'll find me in some really fucking sketchy, grimy areas, just like you'll find dope in those areas.
I am deeply embedded with the Delray drug heroin scene. It's my job to be there. It's my job to know what's going on, be in dangerous places, but I think I'm like a thrill person, so I think it's fun, but everyone's like always worried. Like all my friends want me to get a new job.
I'm a recovering addict. I need to work on my recovery, but I also, it's very important for me to help other people.
I kind of have a process when I speak with people that are looking to get help.
I got addicts coming and going from my car. My phone never stops ringing.
I just try and let them know, like, dude, you're not alone. You're not like the first person that's ever going to go through this. You're not the last. And I feel you. I understand you. You're no less than anybody.
It doesn't stop for me. It's almost the same chaos as living in active addiction without the drugs, you know?
Frankie and Allie offer resources to addicts who are ready to receive treatment. Now let me explain to you something a little bit before we continue on into this documentary. American Relapse was based off of a documentary Only in a Weekend Lapse whenever Dope Sick Nation was in the process. Now Dope Sick Nation was a show that is it was on TV on Viceland, and it features Frankie and Allie's journey into exposing the South Florida treatment facilities and, you know, the sober home task force and all this stuff, and led to the demise because as the documentary gets into it in 2009, you know, we had a lot of problems over here in the United States based on Obamacare, and it turned everything into a situation. Now, as you guys know, this is very emotional for me because a lot of this has to do with my story. You know, I'm a lot like Allie, except for the fact that I'm based up here in Washington, D.C. I go and I tell my story to people everywhere. I've been online and have shared my story, and, you know, multiple podcasts, multiple radio stations, including one over in the UK. I'm not ashamed of my history because I've learned from it. You know, we all make mistakes and we all make bad decisions, and like Allie said, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to tell you that the decisions that you're making are messed up. You know, that's your choice to understand. I'm here to be your support system. That's what a peer specialist is. I'm your cheerleader. I'm your motivator. I'm the one that helps you start and find your path to recovery. The thing that helps you better yourself. You know, I'm not your answer. I'm not your scapegoat. I'm not your, you know, your go-to. You need to be there for yourself. And that's the number one priority that we need to remember in recovery. That, you know, there are ABCs, there are steps to this. And you can't go based on anybody else's timeline. You have to go based on your own. Otherwise, you're going to start and you're going to fall. Now, let me continue on. They are part of a massive drug treatment industry that swept through the nation that swept through South Florida. For one weekend, they allowed the cameras to follow them. on Friday. They meet up with somebody who's injecting themselves currently. I think this is Carter, if I'm not mistaken. Or Connor.
Like, doing dope for a few years, you know what I mean?
Like 3-4 years, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I used to be on methadone when the pharmaceuticals were big, you know what I mean? And now the blocks are flooded with heroin, because motherfuckers are addicted to opiates.
Have you lost a lot of friends out here?
Fuck yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Me being out here fucked up, motherfuckers set me on fire. You saw them scars. If I wasn't out here doing drugs, that shit probably wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I sleep where I can, and in the meantime, I shoot dope. Like, when you're out here, you do drugs and shit, like, you surround yourself with bad shit. Bad shit's gonna happen.
And I will clarify his name, but right now we're following Allie.
Dope boy's house, jail. I doubt she's sleeping. It's kind of early. She's
Trying
sleeping.
to find Kelly.
So she's probably getting high somewhere. I don't know. She's probably getting high somewhere. Somewhere. She could be anywhere. She can be in any of these houses. There's streets and streets and streets of houses, and they're all selling heroin.
Now we're back to Frankie and the guy. The one that got burnt.
You got a place to stay safe tonight?
No, I stay on the street. It's easy to get clean, but staying clean, that's the motherfucker, dude.
You had 77 overdoses last month. Just in this little area, what is it, a mile big? 2 miles? EMTs ran out of Narcan, so if they do run on an overdose call, they don't have the supplies they need to revive them back to life.
I thought I was just one dude, and was coming out the store, and the two motherfuckers, they had it all premeditated and everything, and they had gasoline in a fucking little Gatorade bottle, and I walked by, they said something to me, whatever, I turned around, I was like, what the fuck? They fucking ran up on me, and the one kid, like, lit torch or whatever, and
Did they like stay there, or did they just run?
Yeah, I heard, bro, they said, like, while I was on fire, they were sitting there laughing.
Humanity at its finest.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Like, I've seen someone dead, overdose, like, done, and this kid was just blue. I never seen nothing like it in my life.
Dude, but I was so out of it. Like, I was in a coma for 5 weeks, trying to figure out what happened. Like, you know you're going, and what you're gonna do, and what the outcome will be, you know? Like, oh, hey, and you do it anyway. Setting yourself up for straight destruction.
And this is a Pat McGee picture. And like I said, it's available on Amazon Prime. It's called American Relapse. And it follows Ali Severino and Franklin Holmes of the Fuck Heroin Foundation. Cinematography is by Michael Goldman. Edited by Adam Lee Kite. There you have.
Whatever feels the most like dreaming, it's like you weren't real. Somehow I
Not
feel
only there is a lot of trigger warnings in this. There are people that are actively using. Basically, this is about a
Sometimes I feel like I'm still in active addiction, driving through these areas that I used to buy drugs in. You know, seeing people I used to buy off of, seeing houses I used to go to, abandoned buildings I used to sleep in, you know. It's like that same rush is still there. I'm chasing addicts today, but I get that same like euphoric recall of what I used to feel, you know. And sometimes I get it twisted. Sometimes I'm like, damn, man, I bet the shit's good over there right now. It's common thoughts. It's shit that I think about every day. I'm not fucking cured by any means. I'm trying to get people in a better situation. I'm trying to find people that are missing. Pulling people off the streets. I'm trying to offer hope to these people that have none. Connor is an example of what we deal with on a daily basis. I could tell, you know, Connor's very skeptical of me. Every addict, you know, their first impression of me is I'm just another scumbag trying to make money. How you feel about 12 steps, man? You work the steps, man, and your life gets better. Might not be how you want it to get at the time you want it to get, but dude, like, it's gotta be better than this, bro.
I mean, look, like, talk is cheap and shit, but like,
Dude, you're going to rehab, bro.
like I'm saying, like, I will be ready.
The only way you're not gonna go to rehab is if you don't show up. You know, in Connor's instance, obviously the kid doesn't have any health insurance. He doesn't have anything for me to benefit from. If Connor had like United Health or Medical Mutual, or a platinum policy, kids would literally be fighting over him with baseball bats to try to help him. You know what I mean? But no, they don't see that. They just see, you know, they just see a fucking homeless bum on the side of the road.
I get people in the treatment that have PPO policies. I get people in the treatment that have HMO policies, and I get people in the treatment that have Medicaid policies. The difference between me, Frankie, and everybody else is that we go the extra mile for the people we're not getting paid off of. I go the extra mile for the person that has no Medicaid, no nothing. I know my resources like by the back of my hand.
Addicts with good insurance are profitable. The people who sell addicts to treatment centers are often called junkie
You know, a junkie hunter is somebody that
Frankie and
has no
helps
regard
to
for human
people
life in my
regardless of
eyes.
the situation.
They don't look at your loved ones as a sick or suffering addict with a disease. They look at them as a paycheck.
You know, everyone's a marketer. Everyone's a junkie hunter. If you're trying to get clients into treatment that have health insurance, I mean, that are currently using drugs, that's what you are. Everyone's doing the same thing. But how many people are going to the links to help people that have nothing? I need to find Kelly because I'm nervous for whatever situation she might be in or what she might do right now. She's a female, she's crazy, she's willing to do pretty much anything she needs to do to get high, and I haven't heard from her. So I love playgrounds. I do. I love playgrounds. They're my favorite. I remember when I was little, I would never go home. I would just like play on this swing set till it got really dark, and I would always wonder if my parents would look for me. And they never did. But I would always just go there and sit in the swings and hang out. Even when I got older. You get to like kind of be a kid. Like when you never got to be a kid, it's like you get to still pretend.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions. It's an old proverb.
H.R. 3590 as amended, the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act is passed.
October 29th, 2009. U.S. Healthcare. The House passes Senate Bill ahead. Vote on Reconciliation Bill 3590. Yay. 219 versus nay. 34. 176. Totals. 219. Yay. for Democratic, 219, nay 34. Republican, none voted yay. 136 voted nay. Independents, nobody voted. So the bill was passed 219 to 10. 210. Under the Affordable Care Act, addiction is no longer considered a pre-existing condition, meaning that insurance companies are obliged to cover and treat it as a disease. As a result, the ACA is offering addiction treatment to 32 million Americans. The oversight of the new ruling falls largely under the individual state's shoulders. Each state must have its own methods of oversight, so each state has its own system of flaws.
This traffic continues to increase and flourish for one reason. It is big business, profitable business, perversion for profit.
At the start of this, somebody somewhere realized that they can make a lot of money. And that's when the trouble came in. And that's why there was such a drug testing gold rush. That's what started Delray.
A wave of insurance scams have broken out all over America, especially in South
Under
Florida.
federal law, your health insurance must cover mental and behavioral health. Because of the new laws, treatment boomed down in South Florida.
Recovery centers figured out a way to cash in on the gold rush.
An addict's piss is like gold.
Why? Because it's a medical necessity, technically, because you need to know if your client is using or not. They over-test. They should be testing when they have some sort of suspicion, and instead they were testing like every other day.
Some regulars are giving their clients money for drugs so that they test positive for the urine tests. Testing positive means they stay in treatment. More tests means more cash.
They get $3,500 for a piss test, and they got rich. And everyone after that has pretty much copied them.
It gets done every day, man. If there's a way to make money off of an addict, there's people out there doing it.
Sad to say. An addict's insurance company might pay $56 for every drug test. It can occur 3 times a week. An addict with insurance can bring in $120,000 in 3 months. Just for your pee.
There's people out there that really could give a fuck less about your kids.
The environment is created that puts in breeding routes for junkie hunters.
Alright, can I get the bacon cheeseburger meal?
Awesome. Here you go, bro. I appreciate you, dude.
Cool, man. We'll just go try to fucking just go eat tonight and get you some you time, man. Get your thoughts together.
So, and dude, I guess me being me, like, I'm a little worried, like, damn, are they really gonna be there? You know, are you guys gonna be there to pick me up and bring me?
Yo, I give you my word, bro. Like, fuck the cameras and everything else,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
fuck that.
I do this every day.
No matter even if I'm dope sick or what.
Even if you're dope sick, bro. You're going to a place that's gonna medicate you, you know?
Real shit. Thank you.
Hey, yo, do me a favor.
Oh, shit.
Take that with you.
I'm sorry,
It's
dog.
all good.
This is where Connor left the thimble in Frankie's car. Frankie currently lives with his girlfriend Jessie. She helps support his recovery and they have a 3-year-old daughter. Saturday.
I honestly think that this industry is like addicting. I think I'm addicted to the thrill of saving people. Most of the men make more money. I don't get paid that much. Because there's a boys club. Duh. You don't know about the boys club? Where they all hang out and jerk each other off and give each other money. And then when you're a girl and you go there, they try to fuck you. And if you don't fuck them, you don't get paid as much. It's like this big thing. It's been going on in America for like ever. So, treatment industry is no different. Part of my job is pretty much just to do outreach, right? So what is outreach? I'm reaching out to the community, okay? And my job is to offer resources to people that might not have the resources. And you never know whose life you could change just by giving them a few numbers or just finding out what their situation is. Hey. Want to jump in for a second?
Yeah, I mean, I knew how to shoot dope before I knew how to ride a bike. My mom and my dad were both fucked up.
Where do you sleep?
There's a couple spots, behind a building, somewhere out of the way. Sometimes if I have a date or something, he'll, let me stay over.
How do you find these guys?
What, for dates?
Mm-hmm.
Walk up and down, and they pull over. And then I'll get paid, and I'll go get my drugs and get high.
It doesn't matter what you do in recovery as long as you're willing to accept the consequences.
What makes you think that you're going to be above the statistics and be the percentage of people that do make it and do this thing?
So what are you using?
Heroin and crack.
No, man, that shit's tough.
It is.
It takes a hold of you, man.
Yeah, it does.
I can get you into treatment today. You don't have to worry about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Will you go?
No. I appreciate it, but no.
Definitely not going.
Nope. Bye.
I truly believe that anyone can stay clean and sober. I really, truly believe that. I've seen Kenny before. Him and his girlfriend live down by the railroad tracks by my office.
I've lost all my friends. I've lost everything I've had.
Now, we're going to leave off here. And this video is going to go a little bit over 30 minutes. But this is a good place to leave off for right now. We're going to currently meet Kenny and his girlfriend. But we're going to summarize what we've seen so far. Okay. So far, we've been introduced to Connor, who has no insurance, and no one pretty much cares. Frankie's trying to get him a scholarship, basically. And we'll learn more about what a scholarship here is, and down the road they explain it more. Kelly is who Allie's been looking for, and the main characters are Frankie and Allie, and basically they are people who worked in the treatment industry that was, basically willing to share their experience. Allie is very much like myself, a very outreach type individual. Frankie as well, constantly going above and beyond to there and try to get people, the help that they need, because we all realize that we've all been there at one point in time. But as you've heard, with Frankie sitting there and being in the constant situation, our need for our addiction, the dopamine and everything, is based on the fuel that we get from doing the outreach. And it takes a very strong-willed individual to be able to do the type of work that we do, because it never stops. Here it is at 3:30 in the morning. I'm sitting at my regular job, and I'm doing a recovery video to start and, let people know that there is other ways that you can start and you can get by. And there's things that we can do in order to maintain a better and brighter future for ourselves. I didn't think that I could do what I do now before. I always thought that I was destined for failure. But the thing that we need to remember within ourselves is the only time that we fail is when we stop getting back up. Okay? Relapse and recovery. Does people not understand? There's a factor, and if you look up the statistics, because as you can see, I'm basing the things that I'm talking about on facts and actual, proven statistics that are right there. The education is there. It's ours to grab and to take into effect. I'm making this video for awareness of the things that we need to watch out for and the things that we need to be careful of, because there still are a lot of places that still have, different ways of bending around the rules. We're going to be talking about a few of these places that got shut down after this documentary was made, and all the other things. I don't know. Basically, so far, my outtake and everything is there's a lot of trigger warnings. Like I said, there's people that are actively using. It's a very good documentary. Very good documentary. It's very realistic. When people ask, what can happen? Well, basically, if you have a junkie hunter find you, and know that you got good insurance, they will start and let you be misplaced. Now, let me explain something to you. Do you realize that, yes, your insurance company covers your rehab, alright? So basically, it's not a vacation. They don't cover your airfare, alright? And basically, if you burn your bridges with your parents and you're sitting there, and especially whenever you're hopeless and you're lost in your addiction, you have to really be ready for this, and you have to want this. Because, in all honesty, it's not easy to maintain your recovery, okay? It's something that's very dedicated. It's a lifestyle. Recovery is very much something that is very